I am here today because of the belief that I have in each and every one of you all as men. And when I say belief, I'm not just talking about the belief that you all are going to go out there and get W's on a Friday night or a Thursday night underneath the lights. When I say belief, I'm talking about belief first and foremost that you are going to handle your education, you will graduate from this amazing school. But after you leave here, you will go to college. And then from college, you will go on to be leaders within the community. Okay, you will be leaders in your home. You'll be leaders on your job. You will grow to be fantastic husbands and amazing fathers. Coach Dodge did not reach out to me to get me here. I reached out to him as somebody who grew up in EISD, went to Cedar Creek Elementary, passed through Hill Country Middle School, walked the same halls that you are walking right now here at Westlake. I graduated in 2004. As Coach said, we are more alike than different. We are men who are cut from the same cloth. We are like brothers. Your success in life, in this game of life, gentlemen, it matters to me. I am here today to challenge you to be the best possible version of yourself each and every day that you wake up and your eyes are open and you have breath in your lungs. You are to do nothing short of putting your best foot forward at all times in anything that you do, because there is greatness inside of each and every one of you. And I'm going to tell you what I mean. Gentlemen, raise your hands if you've ever heard of somebody by the name of Michael Phelps, and keep them raised. If you've ever heard the name Jim Brown, Drew Brees, Kevin Durant, LeBron James, Muhammad Ali, put your hands down. That lets me know that each and every one of you have the ability to spot greatness, because they are all great. So the first step in being great at something is you have to identify what exactly greatness is, which you all just showed me that you can do. So what separates us as individuals are the people who are willing to put the time, the work, the blood, the sweat, and the tears to pull that greatness up outside of them. Today, I want to help you pull the greatness outside of you. And make no mistake about it, I don't want y'all to get it twisted like I do speaking, but this is not just some message that I travel with and that I've addressed us other high school football teams with. This is something that I wrote just for y'all and only for y'all. And I make no mistake about it, you will get the best version of myself while I'm up here. I don't want my voice, the fire in my voice, to be taken as me talking down on you. Understand that passion, it just comes from a deep place, deep within inside of my soul whenever I get around a generation of tomorrow, a.k.a. you, young people who I know are going to embrace the opportunity to change this world for the better. I'm talking about young men who are going to step up and be leaders and take care of business on the field, yes, but off the field. Off the field, you deliver an impact that is far greater than what a scoreboard could reveal at the end of 4 quarters playing out there on that football field. I want to say that again so you catch it, because it is important. I'm looking for young men. I need you, young men, to deliver an impact in this community far greater than what a scoreboard can reveal out there on that stadium at the end of 4 quarters. So today I want to talk to you all about 3 principles that I have for achieving greatness. But there's one thing that I do, and I do it everywhere that I speak. And this morning will be no different. It requires a little bit of audience participation. Let my energy be your energy. So on the count of 3, I need each and every one of you to yell out TC Speak as loud as you can. Let my energy be your energy. 1, 2, 3. TC Speak. Well, let's get into it then. Principle number 1, to achieving greatness, you got to have the heart of a champion. I know y'all millennials, y'all older, but man, the city of Houston earned the nickname Clutch City during the years of 1994 and 1995. I know that's before your time, but stay with me. And that's because the Houston Rockets became the 6th team in the NBA to win back-to-back titles in 94 and 95. And after they beat the Orlando Magic when Shaquille O'Neal was young, the microphone was passed to their head coach, a man by the name of Rudy Tomjanovich. Everybody called him Rudy T. When the mic was passed to Rudy T, he yelled out emphatically into the microphone, "Never, ever underestimate the heart of a champion." And he said that because that year the Rockets were the 6th seed in the NBA. You see, nobody expected them to go through and do what they did, beating Charles Barkley and the Phoenix Suns. Nobody expected the Rockets to repeat in that type of fashion, but they did because the heart is what carried them through. So like I said, that might be before your time. So let me dig deeper. Let me make this hit home for you. The heart of a champion. Let's talk about Nick Foles. Because I remember Nick because he was a freshman when I was a senior. But let's touch the story. Should have won a state championship, but your head coach, when he was at Southlake Carroll, he messed that up. Ruined it. So he should have a state champion next to his picture out there on the wall. I'll never forgive Coach Dodge for that. From here, he graduates, goes to Michigan State University. Doesn't work out at Michigan State University, so what does he do? He transfers to the University of Arizona, and he kills it. He crushes it. Kills it in the combine, gets drafted by the Philadelphia Eagles, where he ends up replacing Michael Vick. Has a stellar Pro Bowl year. As a matter of fact, I think he has the record for the best touchdown to interception ratio in the history of the NFL, throwing only 2 picks with all those touchdowns. Everybody was riding the Nick Foles train, but the year after that ends up being one of the worst years he's ever had in the league, and then he gets traded to the St. Louis Cardinals, where he does not win the starting job. He loses it to Case Keenum, who ends up, doing his thing for the Minnesota Vikings this year. So from St. Louis, he gets traded to Kansas City, doesn't even get to sniff the field, really. And then from there, he comes home to the Philadelphia Eagles, and as they say in showbiz, the rest is history. But he stays with it because he has the heart of a champion. I don't care who you go against in life. Because you play this game, you live your life, there are always going to be people who are more talented than you are, who are bigger than you are, who are faster than you are, who are quicker, who are smarter than you are. But make no mistake about it, the heart of a champion trumps those attributes each and every time. Because if you have the heart of a champion as a team, you find a way to will yourself to victory. Each and every Friday night you touch that football field. It doesn't matter what adversity you go through. It doesn't matter if they get up by a couple of touchdowns. You have the heart of a champion, you will yourself to victory. If you have the heart of a champion, quitting is not even existent in your vocabulary. You have a relentless work ethic. You have what I like to call some dog in you. And when I say dog, I mean you got some fight in you. You got a never say die attitude about yourself. And if you have the heart of a champion, you continue to pour out relentless effort, play after play after play after play. You see your adversary is going to start to question himself to see if he really wants to put up with that type of effort for 4 12-minute quarters. And you know this game, how much it is mental versus how it is physical. When people start to question themselves and see if they really want to put up with that effort, if they want to deal with what you're going to bring to the table each and every time, they start to question themselves. That's when it falls back on you to capitalize on that opportunity. And when you capitalize on another person's weakness, that's when you get your strip fumble for a touchdown. That slant that you break the tackle after 7 yards turns into a 70-yard play. Those pancake blocks, because you take advantage of their weakness while they're thinking, you take advantage of it. Have the heart of a champion, gentlemen. If you want a district championship, you want to hold a state championship title at the end of the year, then best believe every single one of you, not 1, not 2, not 5, not 20, every single one of you have to have the heart of a champion. But not just on the football field, gentlemen. You got to have the heart of a champion in the classroom. Like I said, I'm not here to talk down on you. I'm going to be transparent with you. When I was going to school in EISD, when I was going to school at Westlake, I struggled academically. Like I could kill it on the football field. I could kill it in the weight room. I could go through off season, do everything you needed me to do in the summertime, but I struggled academically. But it wasn't because I was not smart enough. It was because I would give everything that I had out here, but wouldn't transfer it where it really mattered out here academically. And it's competitive. It took till me getting to college at San Diego State where I was playing football. So I decided to say, you know what? Let me see what just happens if I deliver the same amount of effort on the football field. I put that in the classroom. Let's see what happens. I get to San Diego State. I'm all conference academically, consistent scholar athlete, never had less than a 3.4, 3.3 GPA while I was playing football on a 4.0 scale. Killing myself in the mirror, looking at myself because I know I wasted all those years in the EISD school system barely passing through. When all it is what matters to you. You got to have heart and passion behind what you do because it is a reflection of you and a reflection of your family, what you do in that classroom. So principle number 1, have a heart of a champion. Principle number 2, I need you to have the humility of a servant. And what I mean by that is I mean your willingness to perform a duty or a task for somebody without receiving acknowledgement or an award for what you do. Your humble for other people. You're humble for yourself because it's a part of who you are. You cannot fake humility. You try to put a facade up and try to fake humility, people read through it just like that. And we all males here, so I know we got egos. So when you hear that word humility, when you hear that word humbleness, that's something we want to stray away from because it's always about I, and me. But I'm here to tell you, if you have the humility of a servant, it will take you places that you could never even imagine. As a matter of fact, it does not make you weak as a man. I'm going to say that again so you catch that too. The humility of a servant does not mean you are weak as a man. It creates the opportunity to actually showcase the caliber of man that you really and truly are to your teammates, to your coaches, to your friends, to your peers, to anybody you come across, having the humility of a servant. Defeat the stereotype that people have of football players. And y'all know what I'm talking about when people used to look at us and say, oh, football is all he cares about. He just wants his name in the paper, whatever it is that is all about him. And that couldn't be further from the truth. I know that's not who you are. So when you can be humble and when you can show your classmates and your peers that their goals and dreams matter just as much, if not more to you than your own goals and dreams, then that's when you got something. Show people that you care. When you have humility of a servant, you will see that more people will want to flock and be around you than numbers can count because you got a platform. You play football. You're somebody here on this campus. So the fact that you have a good heart and you're humble about yourself, that will take you places that you could never imagine, man. Have the humility of a servant. And don't let it stop there. Take it out of this classroom and take it into the rest of the world. These coaches are breeding you for success. These coaches are breeding you to get W's, to be good men. If you practice having humility now, when success starts to come your way, it's not going to faze you, one, because you already expect it, because that's what you put your blood, your sweat, and tears behind. And two, it creates more opportunities for we instead of me. And you're not going to go nowhere on this football team if the me's outnumber the we's. Have the humility of a servant. The last principle. I want you to have a hero's mentality. I need you all to rise to the level of expectation that comes with strapping up and wearing that W on the side of your helmet. There is a level of expectation there. If you all don't realize it, there are young boys in this community who literally think that you all walk on water. They cannot wait for the opportunity to strap up the same helmet you have, to wear that same jersey, to take that walk from the field house down to the playing field. Man, they cannot wait. You see it in the flag football games. You see it in Pee Wee, junior, midget, even the middle school ranks. They emulate the same moves that you all put out there on a Friday or a Thursday night. That's the type of effect that you have. You are heroes to them, gentlemen. And that's just what comes with playing this game. So if you didn't sign up for that, man, I'm sorry. That means you have to be wise about your actions on and off the field, man, because there's some little kid looking up at you. Not to mention, man, we go to school in Westlake, fellas. Yo, your parents work hard to put you in this school district. Y'all know what I'm talking about. So when you live your life out there in public, when you live your life out on the football field, when you live your life in the classroom, you are a direct reflection to what your last name means. You got to have some pride. You got to have some pride. And to know that you just can't act any type of certain way. Don't do anything in this community that will tarnish your family name. And I told you I'd be transparent with you, so let me walk you in my life and learn from my mistake, gentlemen. My junior year ends here at Westlake High School. I come out and I'm ranked the number 2 running back in the entire state of Texas. Number 1 was a man by the name of Adrian Peterson. Okay? He was number 1 and I was number 2. We had rivals.com. Y'all do ESPN now. But that was the accolade I received. Okay? So I'm walking on water. I'm not thinking about the decisions that I make. It wasn't that I was arrogant, but I wasn't conscious enough to know that the way I carry myself out there is a reflection of my team, reflection of my coaches, reflection of my family. I wasn't thinking about that. So I made a dumb decision. I ended up going to Austin High School Austin High School for a basketball game. We were playing Austin High. The game was at Austin High. I show up there and I was drunk. Police officers smelled alcohol on my breath. They pulled me out of the stands while the game was going on, and my life was forever changed. I was a minor. I had consumed alcohol. On top of that, I was on a school campus. How smart is that? So after all the Senate stuff, all that type of stuff, I end up finally going to AEP. Y'all know what that is. End up going to AEP. Wiped away my rest of my junior year. I wasn't able to be here to work out with my team, most importantly, to go through the off-season workout program. Coaches would come by. I wasn't able to see them. My father made me call every single Division I college coach that was recruiting me, whether they had offered a scholarship or not. Didn't matter. Wherever I was getting the mail from, I called the coaches and I had to tell them, each and every one of them, what I had gotten in trouble for because my father was trying to teach me how to build character as a man. And with each and every phone call, you could hear the coaches just air taken out of their lungs every time. It was like silence. This is a small community. My friends' parents, I went from being that kid that everybody wanted to be around to that kid where, folks didn't even want the Campbell kid coming over to their house no more. Because everything had gotten around about how I'd messed up at Austin High in a public place. Nobody wanted their kids to be around that type of stuff. It was too much me and not enough we. I wasn't thinking about my teammates. So by the time senior year hits and the season is over, I didn't sign a letter of intent on the dotted line during the month of February. And you're talking to somebody who averaged nothing less than 250 yards every time we played AAISD at House Park Stadium. Bowie High School at Burger Center, 270 plus yards. I only played one drive in the third quarter. At that football field you're looking at down there, 99-yard touchdown run, not a punt return, not a kick return, 99-yard touchdown run. But it didn't matter because the man up above or the coaches that were out there, they didn't want to take a chance on a kid who had issues in his past or that was just the good Lord's will over my life. So I did not sign there. I ended up going to junior college before I got to San Diego State. When you go into that coaching room, you'll notice that you don't see a picture of me on that wall. And the reason being is because I know that I didn't live up to that hero mentality that you're supposed to have and live up to with your tenure here at Westlake High School. So my picture, I will never allow it to be up there. Because when I was here, I didn't take this moment serious. And I didn't rise to the level of expectation that comes with wearing that chaparrals across your shirt. So we talk about a hero's mentality. When you show up here for third period, gentlemen, when you show up to work out early before school, I need your mind to be ready to work. Because a hero will always put their best foot forward. It doesn't matter if they're sick. It doesn't matter if they're not having the best of days. It doesn't matter if it's hot outside, cold outside. A hero, a real hero, will come in here ready to work and give it everything that they've got until the whistle blows. You look to the left and to the right of you. Don't you dare let that person outwork you in anything that you do. Anything that you do. And be punctual, gentlemen. Have on time, on mind. Man, a hero is always on time. Everybody say on time. On time. Say on mind. On time. On mind. Do not be late for anything. Like my father used to always tell me, he would say, son, if you early, you on time. If you're on time, you're late. And what he was trying to tell me was bigger than just drills and bigger than just football. Let's flash forward. Let's go to the real world. Understand what this game is teaching you. You show up late to a job interview, you ain't getting the job. You consistently show up late on your job, you get fired. You got a proposal to do and you walk into that boardroom and you're late, you better believe they already got somebody else filling in to do your job. And they get the raise instead of you. This game, what these coaches are trying to tell you, it is teaching you and preparing you for things that are way bigger than this. They are preparing you for life. So be punctual. The first step to anything is being on time. But also with what you do with that time. And do you give it everything that you have? Are you putting in extra work after school? Are you critiquing yourself? getting with coaches, watching film? Are you critical of yourself? Be rewarding of yourself, but man, be critical. Put the work in on the weekend. Why? Because you know your opponents are sleeping on the weekend. So every time you know you dress up to come and get ready for work, every time you come out to a practice field, a weight room, and you putting in work, get hyped because you know your opponent is sleeping because they don't want it as bad as you do. Have a hero's mentality and be on time. But be ready to put the work in when you do. And don't you dare let anybody, I mean anybody, outwork you. I don't care about your talent because work ethic, that's over here. You control that each and every time you line up. That's on you. Don't always look for coaches to get you to that place. You got to get to that place mentally. We want things. We want state titles. You want your picture up there. Yo, you got to work for them things. They're not just going to come to you. You have everything necessary inside of you, gentlemen, to be successful, to be great, to achieve greatness. But what will separate you is your willingness to do what it takes to pull the greatness up out of you. That's why there's not always going to be another Muhammad Ali. There won't always be another LeBron James because people ain't willing to do the work behind the scenes that everybody doesn't see. Remember what this game is preparing you for in life. Teamwork, leadership, constructive criticism, relentless work ethic, humbleness. These are all traits that you will carry with you into the real world. So as you approach your day, when you step inside this facility, when you step out there on the practice field, ask yourself the question of what am I getting today that is going to help me be a better man overall and see the big picture on things. Y'all have what it takes, gentlemen, but you got to believe in it. Know that you got it inside of you. Have the heart of a champion, the humility of a servant, and a hero's mentality over your life. And I promise you will look up and you will see greatness in anything that you do. And at the end of this football season, you will be happy with where you are. I love each and every one of you all, man. I hadn't reached out to Coach Dodge because I knew when I come over to my school, yo, I got to come correct. Because y'all ain't going to get nothing short of my best. I am one of you. And it means the world. And actually, I got a few more brothers on the team than we had coming through, man. I think we only had like 1, 2. See, the brothers is migrating on the film, you know what I mean? You're migrating. But love each other, take care of each other, and don't let anything come between y'all and this team. Y'all keep it sacred. And if you see one of your teammates out there making wrong decisions, don't look for somebody else to step in and take care of them. Y'all are a team. Y'all look out for each other. If they in the wrong, you catch them before it leads down the wrong path. Y'all feel me? I can't hear you. Y'all feel me?
Yes, sir.
All right. That's my time, fellas.